This episode of The Young Turks is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook at audiblepodcast.com/TYT. Go. Hu Jintao is in town. They did a state dinner for him. Of course, he's the leader of China. And Robert Reich had a very interesting article about that. I'll share that with you a little bit later in the show. We made a huge trade agreement with them, but Rush Limbaugh has decided that there was a more interesting aspect of his visit, and that was his accent and the fact that he speaks a different language. So he decided to mock that. Unsurprising. The results are questionable. So first, let's give you a small taste of how he mocked him in the first place. Let's go to clip number 12. This is Rush Limbaugh imitating the Chinese leader.
Hu Jintao, he was speaking and they weren't translating. They normally, some translator every couple of words, but Hu Jintao was just going ching chang ching chang chong chang 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 ching chong ching ba 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 chong ching 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 chang ba ba ching 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 ching. Nobody was translating, but that's the close I get.
Okay, I guess we gotta put that on the soundboard. Okay, but look, accents are one thing. I do accents all the time. I mean, what is that? That's outrageous, man. Does he have any Chinese listeners? Like, probably not after that segment. So, but what a child. Think about that. He's like, to me, it sounds strange. So I'll go say all this stuff. And I'm sure a lot of his audience was like, yeah, Chinese. This sounds so weird. Rush is so funny. And I guess if you're Chinese or Chinese American, you're like, okay, lesson learned. This guy's not on our side. All right. I'm amazed at how amazed he is by the different language. But it continues. Now he's going to talk about his translator and give him a little accent as well. Let's go to the next clip.
And of course, we don't know. Translator could be making it all up. Hu Jintao could be telling us, who knows what he could be saying to us. The translator is saying, we want to work together. Two countries in the world. China is developing country. America developed country, but not for long. He didn't say that. But I'm fascinated. I'm listening to this. I found myself trying to write down what Hu Jintao was saying in Chinese. Phonetically, so I could repeat it to you. Well, it looks like chicken scrawls. I said, I wonder to people who can't speak English, what does it sound like to them? Because when I hear Chinese or Japanese, it sounds like all the same word.
This sounds like a conversation you have in third grade. Hey, when I see green, do you see the same color as green or do you see red? Oh, wow, that's trippy, dog. Okay. And then he's like, who knows if the translator is translating right? The hundreds of thousands, perhaps millions of Chinese in this country, let alone the billions of Chinese throughout the world, who would know if they were translating it wrong because they know Chinese and English? Who can tell? It sounds like Chinese and Japanese to Rush. So he just makes up a bunch of words, gives it an accent, and goes, well, crazy world out there. These people, this is why we get the attitude from some people outside of the country thinking we're so provincial, that we're a bunch of villagers, going like, oh, Chinese? Well, that sounds just like Japanese to me. I tried to write it down, I couldn't. But he's not done. He goes back to the Jintao's accent again. Here he is doing it for a second time now.
But he's sitting there, oh, Yo chaka bata chasiki, wala susi wang, whoa! Yika tutli tonlo godhol. Ziwa chika bara ding.
Number one, that doesn't sound like Chinese at all. I couldn't tell. did it sound more like Arabic? Well, it's made up. He threw Susie Wong in there. When he threw Susie Wong in there, I got a flashback. Not that I was around, but into the 1950s. Like, this is, I'm sure, what they would have said if an Asian person came into a town in some places in the country and they'd have been like, oh, look at that, so crazy, a Chinese person, whether they were Chinese or not. And they say things like this and Susie Wong and then laugh, and then everybody would probably go,
there you go, baby. There you go.
All right, look, if you like that and you think that's, how we should treat Asians in the country, and when the president of China comes, we should make fun of him. Okay, all right, you're on that side. I'm not buying what he's selling. Audible.com is the leading provider of audiobooks.
In fact, they have over 75,000 titles.
And you can listen on your iPod or your MP3 player. You can listen to it anywhere at any time. It's incredibly convenient.
And they have books in every single genre imaginable. You can get a free audiobook if you go to audiblepodcast.com/TYT.
Totally true.